my friends? I hope you guys are having a great day and welcome back. I had the pleasure of watching Dennis. No, I'm sorry. Let me try to pronounce. So I've been saying Denis Villeneuve for years, and turns out it's pronounced Denis Villeneuve. And I don't even think I'm saying his last name right. But anyway, guys, today we're going to be talking about Dune Part 2. It is in theaters right now. And where do I even start, guys? So, this was supposed to come out last year. I think November of last year. And it got pushed back because of writer strike and all that stuff. I've been anxiously awaiting this next installment of the franchise, or of the trilogy. I didn't know it was going to be a trilogy until yesterday, because I thought they were wrapping it up with this one, but I guess not. And hey, I'm down to watch more. But let's talk about it. So everybody that saw this before me, most of my peers and folks like that, have said that this was a masterpiece of filmmaking, that this was one of the best science fiction films ever made. It's great, better than the first part. And I felt like they were kind of blowing smoke up my ass on that, because after watching it, though it was an excellent movie, absolutely amazing, the sound editing, the cinematography, special effects, everything was stellar. Technically speaking, it was a masterpiece. It truly was. I mean, Denis Villeneuve is such a maestro when it comes to crafting a scene, or crafting, a series of scenes. He's really good at the technical aspects. And the thing is, okay, so he made Blade Runner 2049, right? I wasn't a fan of that the first time I watched it. I'd watched the original Blade Runner before I went and saw it, and I went and saw that, and I just wasn't a fan. Didn't care for it. But I'm a completionist, and so I bought it when it was released on physical copy afterwards. And it kind of grew on me. Same with Prometheus. I didn't like Prometheus the first time I saw it, but after watching it a couple of times, it grew on me, and now I consider it an excellent movie. I feel like this is going to be the same way for me. I liked the film, but there was something that just didn't sit well with me. I don't know if it was the storytelling aspect, if it was the I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but something just didn't sit right with me after watching the film. When I was leaving the theater last night, I thought to myself, why didn't I like that as much as everybody else liked it? Because everybody else is singing the praise of this film, but I just couldn't. I mean, it's going to get 4 stars, because I really liked it. I loved the technical aspects of it, the way the sound editing, like I said, everything else masterfully done. It's just the storytelling felt disjointed. That's the best way I can explain it. For myself, it felt like we were just kind of all over the place with the story. And another thing that okay, it's full of excellent performances by people. But the two main characters, Timothée Chalamet and, what was her name? Zendaya, I think is her name. I got so tired of the resting bitch face by Zendaya, and I got so tired of Timothée Chalamet, the model, because that's what I felt. Every time he'd be on screen, he was posing. That's what it looked like to me. He was posing for a model shoot. He was posing for pictures. Every time he's doing something, and I understand that he's supposed to be the chosen one. He's Jesus Christ, basically, in this film. He is Jesus Christ. He dies, he comes back to life. He's in the desert. He goes on a walkabout through the desert. I mean, he's Frank Herbert turned Paul Atreides, Muad'Dib, into Jesus Christ. That's who he is. And I just didn't Timothée Chalamet. He's an excellent actor. Love the dude as an actor. But it just seemed like he was posing in every single scene he was in. He was posing, and there really wasn't any emotion. I mean, yes, there were times where he would, get animated, but I never felt like there was any emotion in what he was doing, that he was just acting. Whereas in the first film, I felt like he did an excellent job of portraying Paul Atreides. This one, he just like, again, he seemed like just a model. He was just there to take pictures and look like Timothy Chalamet. Zendaya with her resting bitch face. Everybody else, excellent. Josh Brolin, Thanos, fantastic. You know, and one of the standout, I guess two of the standouts for me were Austin Butler as Fade and Stilgar as, or not Stilgar, Javier Bardem as Stilgar. Both those dudes stood out. Fade was excellent. Another thing that kind of threw me off, and now this may be coming in the third part, I don't know, but I felt like Paul didn't use the weirding way or the voice very effectively. Like, he would use it, but in the original, like, he was like breaking rocks and like bringing down mountains with the voice and stuff, you know what I mean? So I was expecting that. And maybe, and again, maybe that's coming in the third part and I just need to be patient. But, you know, I was expecting a little more from this. Now, the sandworm riding was cool. And you know, the thing is, like, everything was intense. And everybody in this movie, even Paul himself, is kind of a dickhead. Everybody's an asshole. The Emperor, the Baron, everybody, even his own mother. Paul's own mother is a piece of shit. You know, like, it was like Game of Thrones. You hated everybody, and you wanted to see all of them pay for what they've done to Paul, because they took Paul from being an innocent kid or whatever to basically being a superpowered tyrant. I don't want to say tyrant, but he's using that hero worship. He's using this prophecy to, you know, ingratiate himself with these desert folk. But I just thought that the movie could have been told better. Overall, I loved how they incorporated the politics and religion. I thought that was intricate storytelling right there. That was good storytelling, because they really do kind of touch on some contemporary and modern themes with, if you control religion, you control the weak-minded. If you have control of resources, you know, you have control of the people. Like, it's just, and, you know, it's really, really socio-political and stuff like that in the storytelling. And I dig it. It's very intricate political drama, I guess, put it that way. And I loved that. I thought it was like Game of Thrones, or like even, I dare I say, like Star Wars, the prequels with the Senate and the separatists and all that kind of stuff. Like, I really liked that kind of storytelling. And Denis did very well in that aspect. It's just the flow of the story was disjointed, like I said. Overall, guys, I thought that this is well worth your time to go see in the theaters. It is a good movie. And in fact, more than likely, if you go and you see this, you will enjoy it probably more than I did, because I went in thinking that it was going to be the next epic masterpiece of science fiction filmmaking, like Arrival or 2001: A Space Odyssey. And, you know, that's what I get for letting people talk it up for me. You know what I mean? Normally I don't listen to people when they're like, oh man, it's so awesome, because when they say that and I get my hopes up, this is what happens. But guys, definitely check it out if you get a chance. It is a big screen experience. If you can see it in the theater, I highly recommend doing that, because it is well worth the experience. I loved sitting in the theater last night. My only downside was in the theater was there's a lot of light and dark switches. And if you're in a totally dark room and there's a dark scene and then boom, you're back in the desert, it's like a flashbang and it blinds you. And so they gave me a headache by the time I was out of the movie from the switching. But if I could watch it at home on my own time, because it's like pushing damn near 3 hours. It's 2 hours and 45 minutes. If I could watch it on my own at home, it would be a far better experience, I think, than having to sit in the IMAX, the loud sound, and the lights and all that. But that's just me. Check it out, guys. Again, worth your time. I'm giving Dune Part 2 4 out of 5 stars. It's in the theaters right now, guys. Go check it out. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, my friends. Like and subscribe for more content. And as always, I am going to keep making them. as long as you keep watching them. God bless. Peace out. See you soon.